All righty, getting our phone all ready so we don't get the ding here on our podcast. Here you are, Stefania, behind the scenes, keeping us all on point here. Yeah. Oh, we on?
Well, yeah, I think
All
we
right.
are.
Joyce, good to see you.
I think we're going to talk about what's good today. I think what's good are your shoes.
Oh, thank you. You like
Love
my
the
shoes,
shoes.
huh? You like these gunboats, they call them? They're like size 14. What's Good with John and Joyce is sponsored by Woodwinds Wedding and Special Events Venue in Brantford, Connecticut, and Silvio's award-winning Italian sauces, which you can buy anytime online at silviosauces.com. That's silviosauces.com. Hey, it's so good to have you along again. Another episode of What's Good with John and Joyce, brought to you by our good friends over at Woodwinds. And Tony, we love you over there. Thank you for being our first sponsor of many sponsors we hope to get along the way, right?
Absolutely.
And his sauce, Joyce, you could talk about his sauce.
All day long. I could eat it all day long, too, and I do. That sauce is great, not only on pasta, but I put it into soups to give it an extra zing.
Right.
Yeah, it's really good.
And by the way, how can people get the sauce? Where are they?
Online, silviosauces.com.
Sounds good. So without further ado, I've been really looking forward to this podcast.
Is this what else is good today?
Yeah, this is really good. This is really good. But this gentleman's amazing. I had a chance to meet him through you recently, and he's a very successful businessman, but he also is going to be talking, I think, in a future episode about something else that I think appeals to virtually everybody on planet Earth. I mean, even in the universe, even the Klingons, like this place, I'm sure, the Borg and the Romulans. But we have a special guest, and Joyce, I'm going to let you introduce him because you've been working with him for about, 17?
How long has it been? Robert Grahame.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. So, Robert Grahame, you own Digital Factory.
Digital Traffic
Factory. I always mess that up. I want to say that. Right. And he happens to be in Connecticut, but you work with people nationwide.
I have clients all over the United States.
Right. So I first worked with you on websites and then social media.
Social media.
Because a lot of people need your help with that and they have no idea what they're doing.
Correct.
Really. And they shouldn't. Some people are really busy tending to their business. They don't have time to be posting and knowing exactly how to reach that audience and getting them traffic to their website equals more business.
Correct.
So when did you first start? Were you on the cutting edge of this social media end?
Well, I started doing internet marketing 21 years ago. Wow. So we've been doing it all along, and then social media wasn't even a thing at that point, and then it kind of took off, and we kind of embraced it. We still have clients that are in excess of 19, 20 years that we've been doing online marketing for them. So
that says a lot about you, your company.
Websites for them. I have a lot of people that now they've kind of friends since I've been talking to them for 20 years.
Yes.
It's something I love doing. I love the social media aspect. I love the numbers aspect because it's about getting people to go to your site.
Right.
Getting leads for people. We've gotten very good at small businesses. Like we are not that expensive compared to a lot of other companies.
No, you're not at all.
And in reality, I think we get more results.
Yes. You know what I like? I like that you get invested in the business as much as the owner. You get great satisfaction when you see those numbers going up.
Yeah. I love hearing stories about we've gotten leads, we're getting clients. I mean, I took on a recent client that was kind of getting to the point of maybe having to close. They had not gotten anything for 2 months. They were behind on their bills. They didn't know what to do. And we kind of just did a whole internet package for them, and it turned around in probably less than 2 or 3 weeks. So they started getting leads and started closing clients, and they're kind of off to the races now. I like doing that. I like the helping people out, helping them market their business, kind of turning around that they thought they were going to go out of business at the time, and you flash forward 30 days later, they're back to where they normally were.
What a wonderful feeling it is, and I could tell that you really derive that satisfaction of seeing somebody that's having a difficult time saying, Rob, help me.
Correct.
And you've been able to do it with that one client, but so many others. But what really struck me was the fact that so many people have stuck with you for the past 17, 18, 19, 20 years. They're not going anywhere because you're invested in them, you become friends with them, and it's all about the relationship.
Correct.
That's the key.
Correct. A lot of people I talk to weekly, so it's like, we have a kind of a weekly small 15-minute conference call to kind of set the agenda and what's going on. Mm-hmm. Some clients let me have free reign and they trust me now after all these years. I don't have to get everything approved. I just kind of do their posting for them, optimize their business, do their websites, do their blogs. Because they're running their business. They don't really have time to do all social media and make a blog so that's where we come in and we help them out with it.
I love that too, Joyce. You and I have talked about it. I like to find the best people and let them run. Put the best people in the best spots. We're too busy doing what we're doing. You're great at this. You do it. Leave your ego at the door. Go out there, run your business, put the best people in the best spots, and that apparently happens with you, Robert, with what you're doing.
Yeah, it's something I really, really enjoy because I get to meet so many people. I like the busier, the better. I like meeting people, like going to meetings. I like doing Zoom calls with the clients and finding out what's working, what's not. Because in the beginning, it's kind of like I always say it's like, if you ever watch the show Deadliest Catch, where you're kind of throwing pots over, you don't know what you're going to get. So in the beginning, we'll do some things to figure out what's going to work for them. It usually takes a week or two, and then we kind of hone in on what's really converting and what's helping their business, what's driving sales, and how they're getting calls or people walking in. I'm seeing your stuff. The biggest compliment I hear all the time is when people say, I see your stuff all over the place. Yes. When they tell the client, like, you're all over the place. You're on YouTube. You're on Instagram. You're here. I just see your stuff all over the place. Mm-hmm. And I see that a lot with some of my competitors. They concentrate on one area. Maybe it's Instagram or the Facebook, but they don't take their clients to TikTok. Or I like to go all in and have them just all over the place.
Yeah, you do that so well. The one story that I have is that I was working for a company, the Graduate Institute in Connecticut, helping them out a little bit with their marketing. And I noticed that the person that they had doing their social media, first of all, he was charging $4,000 a month.
I remember.
A month, and they weren't getting the results. And someone there brought him in, so I kind of was treading lightly on this. And then I said, I'd like you to meet someone. Robert Grahame, he's a great guy. He knows what he's doing. And I don't think you're going to have to sign a contract with him. No. I don't think you're going to have to be paying $4,000 a month and not seeing the results. And you came in. They were so impressed with you. And it was like weeks later when he walked into a meeting, the president and the vice president of this Graduate Institute stood up and applauded him. Because you were sending weekly reports. Yep. They were seeing exactly. And you would say to them, you know what, instead of like putting your money into here, explain that a little bit about the wording.
A lot of it, like I remember that one because that happens a lot where I'll take over an account that they're spending thousands of dollars in advertising and they're not getting any results and they keep dumping money. This is something that happens probably once a month to me. I go in, I consult, and I can look at the numbers and tell that they're just basically taking money and throwing it away. And I think I cut their budget down by 75%.
Oh gosh, yeah, you did. You did,
and just position things differently, so they got results. And I see that. I had one client come to me; they were spending $10,000 a month and getting next to nothing. Mm-hmm. And I kind of a lot of companies will not be transparent on their pricing. Mm-hmm. So they'll say like, "Oh, we're putting money into paid ads. You're paying me $10,000." They're not telling them how much of that money is going to paid ads and how much money is going to the digital marketing company. I've seen companies because I have a piece of software that I can tell how much they're spending. Mm-hmm. So I've seen people get charged $10,000 and they're only spending $1,000 on that on actual ads, and then taking the other $9,000 for a quote unquote management fee.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that happens more often than I can say. And I really dive into the numbers. I take a look at the budgets. I figure out where all the traffic's coming from, and then I usually mix it up. Like I change, and 99% of the time they're going to spend less money and get actual real results because I'm actually tailoring a campaign to them.
I mean, people are in business to make money.
Correct.
Right. And it's tough enough in this landscape to go out there and make money, and you're helping them. It's nice to know that somebody is on their side and say, listen, you've been spending X amount of money. You don't need to do that.
Correct.
Here's what we need to do so you can put some more money in your pocket and invest or take care of your family or whomever.
Yeah. I find a lot of people get taken advantage of, especially because digital marketing is, for some people, they don't know it and and somebody comes in and says, hey, I can do this. And I think a lot of companies take advantage of people because I've seen it multiple times.
Yeah.
Where they're getting charged ridiculous results and nobody's calling them and asking them, are you getting something?
Right.
I've seen, I do weekly reports like you've mentioned. Like, so all my clients every week get a report of what's going on, where the traffic's coming from.
Because they can see where if the phone calls are coming through, if they're using their cell phone.
Correct.
If they're using their cell phone.
Yeah, I'm
call
tracking,
the
I
business.
can track
You
cell
track
phones. A lot of times I'll see like they'll be paying this money and then I go, do they ever talk to you? They ever call you and say, hey, what's going on? What's working? No, nobody ever talks to me.
Wow.
And that's where I think our big difference is. I'm very personable. I like engaging with the clients.
Yeah, because you can Zoom if they're in California.
Oh, yeah. I have multiple clients in California. Of course, that's my wife's excuse for moving there. But it's the numbers part is if you can actually see, like all this stuff is tracked now. When you do online advertising, there's hardcore numbers for all these things. And I've seen clients not get numbers for years. Like I go, when I ask, hey, do they send you a report? Like what's going on with your actual advertising? They look at me like I have 7 heads. Like they've never sent me numbers.
How are you supposed to track your business? I mean, so many people that I think a lot of the mentality is throw it up against the wall and see what sticks.
Correct.
And it's just not a way. Like you said, you're throwing away money that
They're throwing away money because they don't interface. They don't call the client and say like, okay, we've been doing this for 2 weeks. Are you getting something? And they'll either say yes or no, or I always tell a client that if you start getting calls, make sure you ask them like, where did you see?
Yes.
Right.
Because then like if you start getting all these calls and say, hey, I saw you on YouTube. Like I see your commercials on YouTube, or I saw your podcast on YouTube, or I saw whatever on YouTube, then we know that we can allocate money to, YouTube or social media.
Yeah, when somebody calls me for any of my businesses, the first thing I say, how'd you hear about us? Right away.
Yeah.
First thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't cost anything. Ask them, how'd you hear about us?
Yeah, it's kind of amazing now. Like a small business, like we have like starter packages that are like $300, and we
For the month?
For the month.
Wow.
And we
Should be
exceed
$10,000 a month, doesn't it?
Yeah, we exceed most companies. Like I've walked in and somebody goes, because I compete against a lot of companies, and they say, okay, here's what they're going to do for $1,000, and they're doing half the things that I would do, or even 1/3 the things that I'm going to do for them. Because I usually put together a package where I'm doing search engine optimization, I'm doing social media, I'm doing a little bit of paid ads for them. Now you can actually start getting your companies listed on AI. Like each of the individual AI platforms are starting to get to where people go there and search. They're like, what's the best restaurant in Brantford, or what's the best restaurant?
So when you say AI, you're referring to like Google searches, or
I'm referring to like ChatGPT or Google Gemini. You actually have to kind of go out and kind of register your company with them now, because people are interfacing with those as actual search engines.
And do you register the company?
Yeah, I take care of all of that.
Okay. That's good.
And first, when it first came out, I experimented on myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I experimented on myself, and calls started coming in. And not only that, like in our local area, like my office, like is people usually don't show up in person.
Mm-hmm.
So I started getting people knocking on our door.
Really?
So I know
Great.
once, then I immediately I know it's working. And that was like first week when I got in there and registered my company on all the different AIs. Like even I have a business partner, Dave, like who's amazing.
Dave.
Who does a lot of the technical stuff. But he was like, he turned to me after like 2 days in a row where people were knocking on our door, like, because it never happens. He's like, did you do something? And I'm like, yeah. And that's part of it too. Part of it, it's the numbers, but there's also kind of an art to it, a feeling of, something's working. And usually I can look at the numbers and see it, but that was one of those examples for myself. And I started rolling that out to my clients because like this 100% works because I've already tried it.
Right.
I always attempt stuff on my own company first to make sure it works, because I don't want to go out and sell something that doesn't
I love
actually.
that. So you're the guinny pig.
Yeah,
you try it.
I'm the guinny
Yes,
pig.
yes.
So
That's how it should be.
Yeah, I want to see it actually work in person, because to be honest, there's things I've tried, on my own company that nothing. Like sometimes you get the next biggest, this is the greatest thing. Like you guys are going to see leads. So then I'll go out and experiment on my own company, and I'll sit and wait. And
You save people from going through those minefields.
correct, because there's a lot. You go online right now. There's a lot of companies promising the world, and
Of course,
and
everywhere.
And a lot of it is very scammy, gimmicky. A lot of it just flat out doesn't work. I'll walk into a company and see them getting charged. Sometimes it could be as low as $100 or something. They said, "Oh, this guy said this was going to do this, and we've been paying for it for 3 years." Yeah, that's not doing anything.
Right.
And the trust factor is down nowadays. People have a hard time trusting. The first reaction when they see something, I'm not sure. They have their backup. And that's where you come in. I'm sure you encounter some of that.
Correct. Yeah, I always do. But some people are even very trustworthy and will sign things with people. I don't do a contract. My thing is, if the results aren't happening, you can tell me
I
to.
love that.
You can tell me to kick the can and
I love
leave.
that. I love that. It's like they can get out whenever they want. They don't feel pressure.
Correct. Because I get involved in a lot of those where somebody's like, "Hey, we're 8 months in this contract. We still got to spend $40,000 with this company," and then I hand to them going, "They're not doing anything."
Right.
And the look on their face is like, "You mean you've been kind of just throwing money away?" And sometimes you can even do searches on some of these companies, and there'll be litany of
complaints.
That, hey, I was spending all this money. A lot of them are like nationwide companies that actually have a name, like that you would recognize. Wow. And a sales guy might tell them they're going to give them the world and we're going to do all this stuff. And nothing happens. Another thing I see is a lot of stuff is outsourced. Like myself or Dave do all the work. So if it's a blog or if it's a search engine optimization or social media, I'm doing that. I'm not outsourcing. There's not somebody overseas doing it. I don't have an intern doing it. I'm specifically doing it myself.
Now, how has AI and chat changed everything you do?
It's making it easier on my part because it's great on because a client can tell me. I always tell them now is I can call them and say like, "Hey, I need something. We're going to do an advertisement for you. Just give me bullet points." And between using AI, I can write the ad, and then I go in and double check it and kind of respin it, and I send it over to them. But I can. My turnaround is a lot faster.
Yeah.
I can give them multiple versions of an ad that they can look at and tell them, okay, this is what you should do. And even in some respects now, I have clients that sometimes, if they can't give me a photo of something that's generic enough, I can actually generate a photo that's no licensing because it's a unique photo. I have to worry about stock images, and I can generate them a photo for their ads.
I love technology when it's used the right way, don't you?
Oh, yes. When you say, because I know if people use images that they haven't paid for, they can get in trouble with that. Does AI help with that?
Well, part of it is like companies, there are companies out there like, it was back, you go back to the internet a long time ago, people would just go on the internet and grab an image.
Right.
I can do this.
Yeah.
I've been involved in a lot of, in a consulting capacity where somebody's brought me in, like a lawyer's brought me in and said, "Hey, like we got this letter, like we were doing blogs and all these years we just go on the internet and Google a photo of, a cup of coffee or Google a photo of a tree and there are now companies out there that they're kind of law firms that clients hire them to go out and sue other companies that have taken their photo.
That happened to a group of doctors. Because now they had to spend thousands of dollars to Getty images.
Correct, because now you have to actually either pay for it. There's it's usually anywhere from $300 to $1,000 an image. Mm-hmm. And if you've really just gone on the internet and just pulled photos down, the AI now, or with search with the new technology, a company can go see who's using their photo on the internet in 10 minutes.
Wow.
And be able to then find out who this company is and generate a letter and send it to them. So I have gotten over the years, probably about once every 3 or 4 months, I get involved and a lawyer friend of mine calls and says, "Hey, I got another one. Like, what is the procedure?" Like sometimes you can kind of apologize and pay a minimal fee.
Yeah.
If you fight it, it's not going to...
Plead ignorance, ask for forgiveness.
Yeah. If you're going to fight it, it's not going to go well.
So does that only happen for people who are using the photo to make money rather than someone putting out a quote?
No, it doesn't make a difference.
It doesn't make a difference.
You can have a blog that you're not making money on and you use a photo that you pulled down, like you're using that photo.
Can someone check to see first? Can they put that photo into Chat GPT?
You could sometimes put it in Chat GPT. Sometimes there's a thing called Tin Eye where you can put the photo in and show me everywhere that this photo is. Google Image Search will also do that. There's like a Google Image Search. You can actually upload the photo and say, where else is this photo?
Oh, okay.
And it'll go out and it'll search everywhere this photo is.
Yeah, because we want to protect people from that happening.
Yeah, and we're very strict up at the radio station, too, when we do our blogs. Yeah. They let us know what we can use and what we can't. I mean, the folks in HR and everybody up there are very, very picky about what you can take and what you can't.
Yeah.
So we have to be very careful about what we post, what videos we grab, and pictures when we do our blogs up at iHeart.
Yeah, 20 years ago it was the Wild West, and everybody was just doing whatever they want. But, now there's rules and regulations you have to follow, and I see that. There's a lot of, we manage a lot of websites, so I see a lot of contact forms come in. And one of the big things is a contact form stating like, it's a form letter. It's like, hey, your website's not doing well, I can tell. We're going to.
I think that was one of your clients in the back.
Oh, maybe Colin. Who knows?
Yeah.
We can tell you're not doing well, and we can optimize your stuff a lot better. In the search engine world, there's something called black hat search engine optimization and white hat. So white hat means good. I'm following all the rules. That's what we do.
Just like in the Western movies, white hat good, black hat bad.
And there's black hat optimization where there's tricks that I can do quickly to get a website to skyrocket, but it only lasts a week because they're following some kind of loophole that will eventually get closed down.
You want long term.
It'll do damage to your brand. It'll do damage to your site. Like especially e-commerce companies, they want to rank fast. They want to start making sales. It's really important to do it the right way.
Boy, there's so many things business owners need to know about that.
Yeah, well, that's where I come in.
That's where you come in.
I know. But some people are under the misconception that they already paid $6,000, $7,000 to have a website built, and then they want you to come on, but then they're afraid they have to pay that much all over again. But that's really not the case. What I saw.
Yeah, I always, because I get involved a lot of times, and I always say, like, okay, if your budget's this, then because we do inexpensive websites too. I don't think they need to be like $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000.
Right.
I guess there's exceptions if you're programming some kind of custom thing that's not there. Sure. But there's a lot of ways to start an e-commerce store. You can have an e-commerce store. If you already have the product and you have the pictures and you have the description, you can roll on an e-commerce store in like a week or two. And then I always say you spend your money, reality, getting traffic to it, because some people think I have my website, I'm ready to go. Like, when the sales come in.
Yeah, sure.
Now that was true, in the beginning of the internet when people would pop up, like I have a client that he was selling a product. He was the only person doing it. And so in the late 90s, early 2000s, he was making really good money. And by the time he got to me, he wasn't doing anything. He had a site up. I go, hey, are you doing email marketing? No. He had 60,000 email addresses of all the client people that ordered from him. Are you doing pay-per-click? No. Doing any social media? Nope. Like, he was kind of living off the
that wave
first.
Yeah.
But now other people have gotten to market, and now the same products he sells are on Amazon.
You really do have to change with the times.
Correct.
You have to be progressive. You really do.
Correct. In my field, like, I have to constantly keep up to date on all the news things and all the new, and be able to sort out what's legit and what's not legit.
Right.
The AI stuff is something that's come around in the last 2 years, that it's kind of changing the game for a lot of companies and how they get found on the web.
You really have to stay on top of that.
You really have to stay on top of that.
Any negatives about the AI?
If you use AI and you're not paying attention, like, so you're saying I'm going to write a blog, or I'm going to write my social media post, or I'm going to write my website content, and you just go, okay, I'm going to do this really quick, and I'm going to put it up on my site. You have to really read it. It's right 95% of the time. It's actually getting worse because now it trains on its own stuff. So if it was wrong before, it wrote something, it'll be wrong again.
If you don't correct it?
Correct. And I caught something today where I was generating something for somebody, and it pulled a company name that's not their company into
Oh,
it.
wow. You really have to read
Because
it.
it's going out to the internet, and it's looking at the entire internet, and it's taking things from the internet is what it's doing.
And you see so much stuff when you're scrolling Facebook or Instagram right now that looks real, and it's not.
It's not.
And
Like,
you'll talk about somebody doing a concert or somebody doing this or that or somebody did this or somebody died, and it's like all fake.
Yeah.
But it looks so real.
I can generate a video of a person talking that person does not exist,
Right.
and they're not real, and you can generate like I saw one that I thought was real. Today it was a cat with an alligator following it, and then at the end the alligator gets up and waves.
Yeah.
So but it looks on the first few seconds of this looks legit.
These people are brilliant.
Correct.
They really are.
Listen, I just saw something that I thought was real, and then I read the comment, and the first comment said, "How come he's got 3 legs?"
Right.
And it was like, and I looked down, it's like, oh my gosh, this isn't real.
Yeah, there was one with Tom Cruise recently, and they said, "How come he has 6 fingers?"
Oh yeah, no, AI can't do hands really well.
Right.
It's gotten better, but hands are usually the giveaway on that stuff.
Yeah.
One thing because it's something I'm actively working on. Like the other thing you have to be really on top of every business has a Google page, and you have to be on top of that. Like you have to make sure that your phone number is correct, your address is correct. I've brought into people who go, "I don't know why our business dropped off," and I start questioning them and answering questions. And I go out and I go, "Here's all the phone numbers that are on the internet," and they go, "That's not our number. We changed our number." Like because somebody came in and said, "Oh, I can do phone service for you for," and when and you can port the number over, and some people just don't, and they just change the number, but they don't tell Google they need to change the number. And the other thing you have to be on top of with that is your reviews. If you are getting reviews, you should be actively engaging with your clients. Hey, can you give me a review? And if you get a bad review, you have to be able to manage it. And
I'm so big on that, Robert. I do that all the time with the DJ business, with the Wedding Wire. They're not Google, and you want that search engine optimization. You want to show up at the top.
Correct.
And the reviews help with
and
that.
Reviews are a big deal. Like both good and a bad one can really do some damage, especially if you don't have a lot of reviews. Like a lot of times I'm brought into a company that has 5 reviews and they get 1 bad one. Yeah. So now it all looks bad.
Right. We'll get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of reviews.
Because you have to remind people that even though they had a great time to leave a review, because sometimes people love to write a review when they're unhappy.
Right. Correct.
And the whole thing is strike while the iron's hot, too. When somebody's really, really happy, that's the time to ask them. And they're more than happy to put that review.
Yeah, we help them set up an easy way to respond to reviews and an easy way to get reviews. Like, can give you a link that you can send right to the client.
Do all the work for them.
Like, make it as easy as them. Because, like Joyce said, these people you're running a restaurant, you're doing something, you're running around 99% of the time managing your place. You don't have time to. No. But if you ignore those things, it could be catastrophic for your company.
That's what I love about what you do, because I'm running a business and I want to focus on the creative. I want to focus on the relationship, and then I don't want to deal with the analytics and all the background and getting all the reels out there like you do. And somebody like you makes what we do even better and flow. And that's why somebody like you comes in so handy.
Correct.
And it really is someone recommending someone. So we're making everyone's life easier. Call Rob.
I recommend Rob.
We recommend him.
I recommend myself too.
How do people get in touch with you?
This message.
They want to use
on my website, digitaltrafficfactory.com. And we do nationwide. Actually, we do worldwide. I have clients in us, in England and Europe and Australia. Like we've done stuff for. Timing's a little bit weird for Zoom calls, but we can do that, and we do. I handle large businesses, but I love doing small businesses, especially people who are really challenged with their technology and what they're doing. And I love people who are starting companies. Like I love helping them and
that's
getting
great.
them going.
And they don't have to sign a contract.
No.
And the other thing is, if they already have a website and maybe someone else is handling it, you can easily take that over without it.
Correct. If they're not happy with it, I can transfer it over. I also will still work with. They're going to stay with their website people. Yeah. It's not a game changer for me.
Right.
And we do all, like if you don't know how to do credit card processing, if you wanted your website to do forms or ask questions or do polls, like we do all of that stuff.
You're one size fits all. One-stop shopping.
Yeah, we try.
Oh, I heard a rumor through the grapevine that you're a big Disney guy too, and that's so. We want you to come back for another episode.
Okay.
And
I will
talk
do
about
that. I will
Disney.
do
Part
Can you do that?
2.
The one thing I could talk more about digital marketing is Disney.
I love
He
it.
is Mr. Disney.
Mr. Disney. Robert, thank you so much for being
welcome.
here. I learned a lot, and we really appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much for watching What's Good with John and Joyce, available on all streaming platforms. Check it out. Tell a friend about us. It's good news. It's good news. You've landed here. It's a safe place to land. No negativity, and we really appreciate you and your family. And thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah. Thanks, John. Remember, everyone, take a deep breath, relax your shoulders. All is well.
That's right. All is well. Till next time.
Bye for now.
Bye.